Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the Kentucky legislative session will mark its end soon with high-profile bills still being discussed. And a controversial open records bill is moving forward with state lawmakers.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. It is 5:30 on Thursday, March 28th. Let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Madison. Good morning, everyone. Still some lingering cloud cover issues, and yes, you can see them on the night vision from the camera above our station. Mid-30s here in Hazard, and the average high still about 62, 63, depending on where you are across the region. And minus today, we're going to be running above that with nice weather into the weekend. And yes, Easter Sunday is something to keep an eye on, but I don't think it's going to be a washout, which is good news for the holiday weekend. Temperature-wise, this morning, we're all in the 30s, minus those of you watching from Harlan and Middlesboro in the lower 40s. Also, Irvin coming in at 29. All right, satellite weather composite shows out toward Irvin. Yes, things have started to break up nicely with the cloud cover issues from Hazard to Middlesboro to Pikeville out toward Louisa. Yeah, we've still got the clouds hanging on top of us, but high pressure is building in, and the reason why we're going to trend to an improving sky cover or lack thereof as we head through the day. In fact, you can see it becoming mostly sunny this morning. We'll hold on to that sunshine and beautiful blue sky this afternoon. A high in Hazard later today, up to 58. A look ahead through the holiday weekend. Your first alert 7-day forecast is coming up in just a few moments. Madison?
Tim, thank you. After today, there are only 2 days left to pass laws from the state capitol. High-profile bills remain in the final days, but more were sent to the governor yesterday. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more.
Only about a dozen bills have been made law since the legislature began meeting in January. 3 days remain to enact the others after Wednesday.
Clerk will take the roll. There being 92.
Lawmakers are working to pass bills through both chambers, including one that would help with the name, image, and likeness issue for collegiate athletes. That is Senate Bill 285. It passed a House committee unanimously.
And with what we have done previously on the work, our law is now more restrictive and could put us at harm with what's happened with the NCAA.
That same committee also passed a bill to set up a new commission to tackle issues with horse racing and sports wagering. But also under that umbrella would be charitable gaming, and some groups find that troubling.
Our view is that charitable gaming is different and needs to be regulated differently than for-profit gaming, and certainly not regulated by for-profit gaming interests.
Be able to make sure that we address all of those concerns. I think that we have addressed them all, but certainly it's a big change, so we want to make sure that that we don't do anything to harm our charities that are operating responsibly.
Osborne did say they removed any reference to gaming in general in the language. He says they want to avoid vagueness and unintended consequences.
At the request of several charities and charitable gaming itself, we revised the moratorium on charitable gaming machines to ensure that licenses for paper pull tabs and bingo are permitted.
In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Kentucky lawmakers are expected to meet all day into the night Thursday in an attempt to send as many bills to the governor that they want to still have power to override should he veto them. The sponsors of a $300 million bill to address child care is apparently dead for this session. The Kentucky Lantern reports the bill's sponsor, Senator Danny Carroll, says there was wide support for his proposed Horizons Act. There is some new money in the budget for child care, but Carroll says it's a shame his more ambitious bill won't make it into law. Federal COVID relief money that helped daycares stay afloat is running out this year. As the session winds down, several retiring lawmakers were honored on the House floor on Wednesday. That includes Lexington Democratic Representative Ruth Ann Palumbo. After 17 terms and more than 30 years in the legislature, she is the current longest-serving member of the House. Representatives Derek Graham, Kevin Bratcher, and Josie Raymond were also honored. A back-and-forth plan to change Kentucky's open records law moves ahead with state lawmakers. We told you about House Bill 509 last week. Yesterday, a Senate committee approved a version of the bill. Despite changes, critics say it still weakens Kentucky's open records law by creating loopholes. Emails and text about government business sent from an official's personal account or device would be off limits. The bill's sponsor says it updates a law crafted long before electronic communication.
So this bill lives on the fault line in between the public's right to know and the individual's right to privacy. And as such, there is some heat and pressure on that fault line, which we've all experienced in recent days.
Is that democratic government depends upon the informed and active participation of its citizens and requires that government bodies protect the citizens' right to know.
Critics include the Kentucky Broadcasters Association. It questions limiting information for journalists reporting on behalf of the public. The bill now heads to the state Senate. Governor Andy Beshear visited Floyd County yesterday, celebrating the grand opening of a new addiction recovery housing space in Martin. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about the mission.
When it comes to addiction,
it arose in our lifetime. We should not leave it to our children. It has taken so many lives.
Frontier Behavioral Health is working to keep pushing Kentucky's recovery efforts forward.
They're not numbers. They're people. They're somebody's son, somebody's daughter, somebody's husband or wife.
Bringing a new facility to the Martin community to provide 16 beds for men in recovery.
This is a part of what we've been trying to do all over Kentucky, and that's to ensure no matter where you are, no matter when it is, that if you're ready for treatment, that there is a bed ready for you that day. That's what everyone deserves.
Housing, counseling, and caring for people like Logan Rose, while connecting them with the resources to make the most of their second chances.
If I'm being honest, I don't know where my life would be at today if it wasn't for this program.
With partners like Big Sandy Community and Technical College, eCammy, and more, stepping up to reintegrate the recovering.
And I've been a teacher for 30 years. And I've never had a class more dedicated in my life.
Showing them the opportunities that lie beyond the opioids and obstacles.
After I was finished with the program, they helped me get enrolled in college and start a welding course at Big Sandy Community and Technical College.
Celebrating the opening of the new facility Wednesday, saying it is a step toward a better tomorrow.
Our job is just to set them on the right path. It's not just that addiction treatment and goodbye. We want to build their life. We want to build their life after they graduate.
With plans to keep partnering, planting, and providing. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The men's facility already has plans to expand its offerings into a building next door, and a new women's treatment facility is planned to open in Pike County this summer. Governor Beshear was also scheduled to visit Salyersville for the opening of the Magoffin County Career and Technical Center. A huge fire in Bowling Green was able to be contained yesterday. It broke out at Valor Oil Company, and the smoke could be seen for miles. The St. Joseph Interparochial School had to be evacuated due to the fire. 2 oil company employees were taken to the hospital for minor injuries. All 7 Bowling Green fire stations responded with assistance from other departments. It is unknown what started the fire. A former Letcher County teacher charged with rape wants his bond to be reduced. Brian Bailey is being held at the Letcher County Jail. His bond is set at $250,000. His attorney asked for a reduction to a property bond and wants Bailey to be incarcerated at home. Assistant Commonwealth's attorney Nick Whitaker argued against the bond reduction. Judge James Kraft will review the bond. A Floyd County man is in jail after police say he uploaded sexual images of kids on social media. KSP's Electronic Crimes Branch launched an investigation and later interviewed Matthew Williams. Detectives searched Williams' home Tuesday. He faces multiple charges that are Class C and Class D felonies, which are punishable by anywhere from 1 to 10 years in prison. Williams was taken to the Floyd County Detention Center. A Lawrence County man is facing charges after police were called out to a home about a reported stabbing. The incident happened last weekend at a home in Louisa. According to an arrest citation, the altercation reportedly came about over a mom joke. In the citation, 51-year-old Matthew Savage pushed and cut the victim, who was a minor, with a knife. The victim was taken to Three Rivers Medical Center. Savage was taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. 2 Pike County men are facing drug charges after an investigation of an armed robbery case. On March 14th, KSP noticed a vehicle that was stolen pulled into a home in Floyd County. That's where Bradley Newsom and Joshua Henson were. During the arrest of Newsom and Henson, police found digital scales along with suspected meth and suspected fentanyl. In addition to the drug charges, Henson was also charged with receiving stolen property and running from police. The Wayne County, West Virginia Sheriff says a jury duty phone scam is circulating. Sheriff Rick Thompson says the office has received reports of scam calls claiming someone missed jury duty and there is a warrant for their arrest. The caller reportedly requested a payment of $500 to clear the warrant. Thompson says the sheriff's department will never request personal or financial information or attempt to solicit payment on the phone for any reason. In Pulaski County, an electric company is warning of door-to-door scams. They say people are knocking on the doors at homes that use South Kentucky RECC for electricity. The scammers use the excuse of discussing electric meters and solar energy, but South Kentucky RECC says they have no connection to the company. The 2024 Student Technology Leadership Program Championship was held yesterday in Lexington. Hundreds of students of all grade levels presented projects. Students also took on each other with various robotic challenges. Kaylee Ross of May Valley Elementary in Floyd County created a Google site out of her love for pets.
It's an informational Google site designed to help people learn how to take care of their pets, or is designed to give people ideas to get new pets.
Most of the robotics challenges included coding robots to do certain tasks. When we return, Beyonce unveiled the potential track list for her upcoming album.
Just depends on where you are right now. Temperatures on average 30s, lower 40s. Looks like we got the clouds departing just in time to set the stage for a nice entrance into the holiday weekend. Your First Alert 7-day forecast with all the details coming up after the break.